Alright. We good?
Good, we back, y'all. Ranting and raving here with Pink Lee and my man Drake from Too Cocky to Care.
What up, what up?
Drop that from Different World, Stereotype Sound Sessions. We back, share this live.
Alright, we're back. Welcome back to the Ranting Raving podcast. We're about to get into our next topic of the night, which is hoflation. I don't know if you guys know what hoflation is. I don't know if you heard about it, but we're going to get into it. So hoflation, let me put it like this. Remember back in the day when your grandpa pulled your grandma and... he didn't really have to do too much. Like, he had a steady job.
Wow.
He wasn't out in these streets wilding. He talked respectful. He looked nice, and she was bagged. She bagged, right? She was able to cook. She was able to clean, have his kids, raise them well, do his drawers, like wash his dirty drawers, all that, right? She was able to, do what she needs to do in the bedroom on regular basis. You know what I'm saying? She took care of home, right? She took care of business. And all he had to do was have a steady job, pay the mortgage, you know what I mean? Make sure he took care. It was minimal effort, right? Now, during the times of hoflation, you got these women who don't want to cook, or they don't want to clean, or they don't want to whatever. They don't want to. They talking crazy to you. They BANing you, all that types of stuff, and you're doing the most though. Now you're not even doing what your grandpa did. You're doing like 100 times over what your grandpa did, and he's getting 100 times less of what your grandma was. And so that is what we call hoflation.
Let's get into it.
Let's
right?
get into it. That's heavy.
Y'all thinking? Y'all think this is a real thing, or is it like a fake thing? Is it an internet thing?
You want to go first, Nat?
Go ahead.
I mean, my Drake, my fault. Well, like for me, I kind of think it's a little bit of an internet thing because I think, like you said, like a lot of women do want to be women that's taken care of, so they gonna want to do their job. But it is the flip side where it is some girls that don't do that because they don't have the knowledge. They wasn't brought up like that. So that kind of touched back onto the woman who didn't have fathers or whatever, or maybe they didn't have mothers. Their upbringing was a little tight. But from my experience, not saying I was out there like that, but a lot of the women that I met that was in the streets, they could cook. Like some of the loose girls, they was the main ones that could cook and keep their house clean.
Will they cook on a regular basis? Will they talk back? Like if he tell you just shut up, it's over, shut up. Are you gonna shut up and it be over? Or are you gonna keep talking?
No, you can't. That's the thing. Yeah, that's where you can't. It's so hard to.
One or two things. They could do one or two things, but can they do them all?
Right. You can't tell no girl to shut up no more. They gonna kill you.
So
you ain't getting no food. You gonna get poison in your food or something.
That's facts. Like they rent poison crazy.
Yo, these itches is wildin'.
Yeah.
See.
No.
I ain't know you was done. My fault.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
So, all right, hoflation. The problem with these hoes is, right?
Problem with these hoes.
I'm gonna start out there. The problem with these hoes is that they want, like Pink said, they want the man to carry it like the men did back in the day. They take care of everything in the household, but they don't want to do anything on their end of the bargain. Like, so basically, you want the traditional husband, but you don't want to be the traditional wife.
Right.
Like that's the problem right there. They think that it's too good to cook. They think that they too good to wash some clothes. They think that they too good to wash dishes. And the problem is, how can women think that they too good to do any of that? Go ahead, my fault.
My fault. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think that's like just the washing clothes and the washing dishes is the only thing. I think it's more so to do with like, are you going to help to get the male in a position to where he can be the person that takes care of everything? Like, because you got to start somewhere. So if you don't marry a dude that's already a multi-millionaire, then why would he choose you? That's where you got to bring that stuff to the table. If the dude already a multi-millionaire, but listen, if you starting from an even playing field and a woman dating an average guy who needs to advance himself in the kingdomship, he needs a woman who's going to help him do that. Rather, he might be wanting to start a barbershop. Is she going to sign the paperwork? Is she going to figure out a way?
Well, here's the thing. Now, we going into a whole nother realm. That get tricky. I'm gonna tell you how they get tricky. That gets tricky because, right? when women start doing stuff on that level, now that's stepping away from wife. Like that's stepping away from traditional wife status. That's stepping into now modern day partnership as a wife, because nowadays people doing that on some like partnership, like it's like their wife, like, all right, she's helping him out on like the finances, so that's I help build
that's far from the fact. The reason why I'm so adamant about this specific topic is because I asked my mother about this, right? I was talking to her about it. So me and my mom sitting in the car one day, we coming home from work, and we talking about that. And my mama often say, like, don't take the woman out of a woman. A woman is going to play a certain role. And she was saying to me how as a woman naturally don't want to sit home and twiddle her fingers and do nothing. She doesn't want to, like, not do anything. She wants to do something. Like, women are actually, even if you look in the animal kingdom, the female lion does the hunting and stuff like that, right? So women are very useful. They're way more useful than like we is. But when they get with, all women are useful. That we're supposed. That's what it is.
But you saying that they're more useful than like we are. Some of them are.
Well,
not all are, bro.
But that was in the first conversation. Yeah, not all people are. Yeah, and it don't. Yeah, because like that just depends on the two right people dating. Because you could say she's not useful to you, but it might be another bloke that she's very useful to. Right. So it depends on the female, right? Like is she going to be willing to be that? Again, remember I said earlier, the helpmate. Like, so that is like, as a tradition, a man back in the day when they were going out and they were doing work and stuff like that, their woman supported that work that they was doing. So if if you work at a factory, you don't got time to wash your clothes and to come home and cook, because that was around the clock, 12-hour shifts. You got kids. It was tiring. So the woman was able to support you with that. Nowadays, our jobs that we do today is not. We don't work in no factory, iron, steel mill, burning coal. We don't work like that no more. We have the times have changed.
Right.
So now you might want to own a barbershop or open a water ice truck store or whatever the case may be. So you need to have a woman that's going to help you with that. Like, and so it's like, the question that she asking is like, say the exact question again?
It wasn't really a question. I just was giving you guys feedback.
But the thing is, though, right? I feel exactly where you coming from. But at the same time, you gotta look at it like this: not all women is going to play that role.
Exactly.
So
that's
if
the hard
woman, let's say she's not at home all day, but let's just say that she worked a little part-time job. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Let's say if she worked a full-time job as well, right?
Yeah.
She worked that full-time job, but she still don't pay all the bills. I pay every single last bill in this house. Why should I have to come home and still cook?
Cause this is why, like, so with that dynamic, especially before you have, I tell this to everybody, all my younger couples before they even have kids, because once you have kids, this method gets a little bit more tricky. But as a male, right, and as a female, as a couple, if you making, let's say you make $35,000, $65,000 a year, right? And that's what you make. And you got a woman who works too. She might make 35, 65. Y'all might make the same, or one person makes more. Well, two people, especially before you have kids, you can share one income. Everything I eat, you can eat. Everything. If I'm by myself, the heat burning, I'm gonna be warm. If you come in and join me, the heat still gonna be burning. It's gonna be warm. So let's say I make 35 and my spouse or my partner, whatever, that she makes 65. We could live off my 35. You don't gotta do, and this is for the first year. You don't have to spend $65,000 a year. At the end of the year, right? You need to have a woman. This is where the whole inflation part comes in, because they don't be willing to do this part. You need to have a woman that's willing to say, all right, I'm gonna go and work. I'm gonna live on your $35,000 a year salary, right? 30, whatever salary. I'm gonna live off that, and I'm gonna save mine. We not planning trips. We not about to go buy super duper wardrobes. We not showing up at every one of my family events. We not wasting no money nowhere. We gonna live frugal. I'm gonna save my bread, and at the end of the year, there's $65,000. Me and you gonna figure out what to do with this. Are we gonna go another year and double this 65 again? Are we gonna put $65,000 into what we gonna do with this? Having a partner who gonna be like that, that's where we not connecting with women to the point
my
where.
thing is, my fault, Pink. Let me just say this one thing though. But I hear you, but we just went through a whole year of us living off my money, and we just saved just 65, but we ain't touched the 65. But you ain't did a damn shiznit all year, but just saved $65.
No,
you saved $65.
She's working.
She's working. She's working too. Yeah, she's earning it.
Earning it, but it's like, what did she do for me?
Nothing. That's the team part. We washing laundry together.
I think like what he's trying to more. So I think we're getting caught up on the actual example, but generally, I think what you're, correct me if I'm wrong, what you're trying to say is you want someone who's gonna be willing to invest in with you as you are willing to invest in something bigger.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the year, the 65 that they saved, they're gonna take that and invest into a business and make the business grow, or save another 65 and invest in that.
Now we got over. Now we just made our first. Now we just made our first 100 grand.
Waters right there.
Exactly, and then that's wholeflation.
But like what it comes down to, and I'm gonna say this is what I'm about to say. For as far as someone, you're saying you just want someone who would just like support like in going after your dreams, right? Or they'd be willing to like pull up and invest in you, and someone to support you doing all this. But my thing is that is a normal, healthy relationship. That ain't nothing special.
But we were saying like how the traditional relationships in the past, how you had grandpa who went to work and took care of his. Exactly. That's why.
Create our own business.
That's what I'm saying. So I was modernizing it now.
But my
whereas you don't have a sorry, not to cut you off. You don't have a woman who's gonna stay at home and raise kids and cook and clean no more.
But you have women.
But you now have. But we not. That's not. I don't think most men is interested in that anymore, because like we can. That's a task that we both can share and work together. Now, what's more interesting is having a partner, right? As a traditional man, whereas you have a partner who's going to help you become the man who owns a $200,000-$300,000 business.
I feel what you're saying, but I don't think that's every person, because not every person wants to own a $200,000-$300,000.
All right, true, but
you can't. The problem with being an
facts about
entrepreneur on this show, and I'm gonna tell you this, I always end up bringing it back to music or entrepreneurship or business ownership, and this is a general. We have to think.
Everybody don't want to.
Not to think that way because your mind is conditioned. But for the average person, they're not thinking about owning their own business. They're thinking, okay, I'm gonna punch this clock and hopefully I can make it on vacation this year. They ain't worried about that.
But that's why that's why so many people are not happy in their relationships, because a guy will go and try to take care of a woman who doesn't necessarily want to be taken care of. She wants to be useful. Women are useful.
My thing is though, right?
They want to be.
Here's
if they
my
want
thing.
to be, right.
That's tricky.
They supposed to be.
And
anyway.
me as a man, I never want to do nothing like that.
Wow.
Because my thing is, I'm never taking all of your money and starting any type of business. Because
it's our money.
See, the thing is, it becomes. It gotta become legally our money. Like it gotta be in our bank account.
Well,
if it's not in our bank account.
That's why you marry.
All right, because but still though, bro, you gotta look like this. In divorces, it even get messy because she can say, well, I earned all that money and I put it up for the business. Like things get messy like that. So it's like for me, I'd rather
He's speaking facts though.
If we're going to come together, I'd rather meet you halfway financially, so it never be no problem like that. My thing is, I'm not saying that my woman gotta cook for me every night. I'm not saying that she gotta wash every load of clothes. I'm saying like this, I at least want to know that if I'm gonna pay all the bills in the house, if I'm gonna make sure that your life is good and you have no worries, I at least want to know that sometimes I could come home to just a meal, or I could come home to just you pour me a glass of wine and saying, babe, how was your day? And just letting me vent the way that I would let you vent as well. That's all I'm saying. I wanted to be 50-50 on like that front, because I would cook for my girl sometime. I'm not gonna lie. I would even wash her clothes for her as well. I would do the things that she would do. I'm just saying I don't want it to be one way all the time.
But you're saying that you're paying 100% of the bills, correct? Right. So her job would be to cook, to clean, to make sure you have wine poured. What are you talking about? Like that is her. I hope
he's saying modern. That's not it.
Yeah, because I feel like.
But listen, there's modern and there's traditional, right?
Right.
Traditional would be paying all the bills, so in turn, you don't have to worry about nothing but paying those bills. Modern is going 50-50.
Facts.
That's not neither. No, modern is not going 50-50.
But why isn't it though?
It's okay, even if it's not 50-50, it's both. Listen, it's both contributing, right? Like you said, the example you brought up includes both parties.
Because I believe in the 50
to a certain goal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We know the end goal. It doesn't matter. But I'm saying they're both contributing.
Because watch this.
So that's modern.
All right, so traditional. But watch this. A traditional relationship. Then in that instance, what does the woman do? You saying that her job is to cook and clean? That's not.
If I said if, be clear about what I said. I said if all the bills are being paid. If all the bills are being paid, then yes, then she has no reason. Because what else are you doing? What are you doing? Fiddling your thumb? No, females don't want to do that.
And they don't want to do that.
That's what I'm saying.
But how will a modern day male pay all the bills? And then watch this. Here's the kicker. We could easily go live on Susquehanna and Dolphin for $1,100 a month, right? And go to the public school around the corner. But then at the same time, you as a man, you want that for your family, or you want to go like a little bit somewhere, a little bit more nicer neighborhood.
Way out the hood.
So now you thinking about buying a home, right? So now you thinking about buying a home. You thinking about modern cars, 2 of them at least, right? You thinking about, so now when you looking at that, like if this is your modern day, what today in America is your average black man going to do to just be able to figure out how to do that by himself from the gate?
No. There's ways to make that happen.
I get what you're saying. It's not realistic for that to happen, and you're absolutely right. However, you have to understand that a man is only going to offer to pay the bills if he can afford to. So my whole thing is, if you talking, oh yeah, baby, I got it, and you don't got it, you're now a fraud. So there's no relationship. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the point becomes, if you're only offering that opportunity if you can provide that opportunity. If you cannot provide that opportunity, you're not going to offer. So we're not even worried about how they go get the money, because if you either have a supportive spouse or you don't.
Yeah, that's just
what it comes down to. It's either that's what it comes down to.
That's how I feel, right? I'd rather have a female that's willing to get in the trenches with me.
Facts.
And like run it with me, like
until we get to the point.
Until we get to where we going.
That was that example I was making, where we take the 65, where we live off my 35, you tuck your 65.
I'm not even saying you pay all the bills, and like she said, I'm saying she taking on that monthly load with you, even though some months you gonna give her off, but some of like most of the time she taking on, you know what I'm saying, like that. Taking on, you know what I'm saying, that monthly load with you, but also y'all stacking that bread next to getting where y'all got to get to.
What I'm saying to both of you is, what we're describing is a healthy relationship. There's nothing special about
it. That's not hoflation.
No, but the thing
that's
is,
not hoflation, but I'm saying that's a healthy relationship. That's support.
Women, not a lot of these city girl type women, they're not with that.
They not trying to help.
None of the city girls are with that, because that's why they're city girls. And the city boys can't provide it. That's why they're city boys.
They take and eat it. They want to, and
pretty much somebody that's rich.
That's why a lot of them mess with scammers.
They feel like they shouldn't have to help you make it to the point where y'all both rich together.
But
so then they wind up.
It's so much more beautiful when you can actually come up with the person that you love.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
If y'all about that business life,
I feel the same way.
If y'all come up together, oh my God, it's just so beautiful.
It is. That's the best way, I feel like. But like I said, not everybody's down for a ride like that. Not everybody wants that. Some people literally just want to clock in every day. As long as they can pay their bills and get hit one vacation per year, they're fine with that.
Yo, you right.
We have to understand that.
Yo, Pink Lee is right.
What we want is not what everyone wants. So everyone is going to make adjustments in their life to get what they want. So if you're a female and you want to be a kept female in terms of like not having to work, then you need to keep a man who's going to have you in a position where you don't want to work. But the problem is with hostflation is that these men are going above and beyond, but women aren't keeping and holding up their end of the bargain in terms of what's understood. What's implied, if I'm paying all the bills, it's implied that you would at least keep the house that I'm paying for up, correct?
Right.
That's implied. Right. Like it's like one of those types of things.
It be making me mad
because they like, I'm not your cooker or cleaner or da da da.
You know what, bro? It be the chicks that want. It be the.
But do you think, I just had an idea though. Do you think the guys that do all the paying all the bills and stuff, do you think that they be a little bit controlling or maybe a little bit vindictive or maybe not as likable? Because listen, why would a girl that got all that stuff not really want to do that stuff? Is it because the guy is being vindictive or controlling? Like, listen, I pay all the bills, so you gotta do what I want.
If he's vindictive and controlling, she's definitely gonna fall in line and do it because it's gonna turn into verbal abuse, which turns into physical abuse. So she's gonna do it.
So she's gonna do it, right?
If it's any time else, a woman is lazy and trying to get over, she's the scammer in the situation.
She's the scammer.
It's almost like a bargain in a way. It's like, and I don't mean to make it cheapen it, but it's just like even if it's a different situation, even if like, okay, I'm gonna go out and work and you work in the house or vice versa or whatever. Like it's different. It depends. Everyone's situation is different.
I'm taking up for these girls, but you're right. I definitely dated a girl before I used to go to work. Man, I used to come home and I'd have bought her food from last week, ordered out last week, and that joint still sitting on the table beside us.
It's like if you have a woman and you're out working, and she's out working, and y'all both like one day you cook, he cook, or one day if y'all both are working and bringing in income, then you both share the responsibility. However, that looks like for your relationship though, because maybe that
it's like
looks
a team thing.
Yeah, it's a team thing. It's however it works for you. But I feel like as long as we're understanding that you can't expect something without giving something back. It's reciprocity. Like you can't.
See, the thing is though, but it be the chicks that got the standards of the nigga better pay these bills or he better do this or he better do that. Standard? Right from the niggas, but
and their upbringing, parents.
Not even their parents, because it's like
a lot of times. Listen, a lot of dudes teach their daughters. A lot of people teach their daughters. Listen, a man better take care of you. He better do everything for you.
But they also teach them how to take care of men. The ones that is
the good ones, yeah.
And like the thing is that these chicks ain't like adapting that. It be these chicks that's literally. It be these chicks. It be these chicks that want all this top class stuff from the guys,
right?
But they the ones that can't even make no big macaroni and cheese. They up there making pot macaroni and cheese with the little cheese sauce and then sprinkling it up. That ain't no real macaroni and cheese.
For some reason,
you want a man to pay all the bills though.
Yeah, for some reason, I just don't want no food from no girl. I don't know what it is, but I just don't. Cooking and cleaning don't amount to like. I don't think a woman could pay me with that. I would appreciate it and admire it. It's nice, but I just don't. For some reason, that's just not top on my list of like.
Bro, I'm just saying. I need to know that I don't gotta order out. I need to know that I don't gotta cook for myself sometimes. Especially if like I'm doing all this for you, I need to know that, bro. Like it just come with that.
From a female's perspective, I feel like if you really love and care about your man, you kind of like have a tendency to want to nurture. So as I'm a feminine female and I want to nurture, so I'm going to cook for my man and I'm going to enjoy cooking for it and I'm going to make sure he likes it.
That's what I care about, nurturing.
He likes more than what he likes.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure his clothes is clean.
This nigga be getting meals.
Like,
nurturing.
I'm going to make sure because that's
there
something,
you go.
It's not even like so much of what's expected from me. It's about how
observe.
I want to honor the man I love and respect. You feel me?
There you go.
So I feel like that's why I say it depends on the relationship. Like when you actually love and when you actually like your partner.
Yeah.
You gotta be clear. Some of these girls they don't even like the guys that they with.
Yeah, you start watching them, you see what they like.
Bills. Oh, he the one. So it's like,
that's the thing. A lot of these relationships nowadays be contract based.
Yeah.
What can you do for me?
Yeah. I like that nurturing part where the woman is paying attention to you, where she makes you feel like she's paying attention.
Women are naturally nurturers, so if we're tapping into our femininity, then we know that we're nurturers. Like we should know that. We should hone in on that. But women are too busy trying to be King Ashley, so we'll never know.
Yeah. I'm not
gonna lie. It drives me crazy when we're feminine beings. We want to be so masculine. We want to call guys BANs all the time. We want to get rowdy and get in their face as if we're gonna fight them. Like you're not fighting. Like I really can't say that,
how about my wife name is Ashley?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Ash.
No, it's
but
cool.
like, when a man hits you back just as hard as you hit him, then now it's a problem. Now you want to pull out a knife. Like now you want to do something crazy. He put his hands on me. Like, okay, then you just We're about to go on a break.
Definitely. This was an interesting topic. I like that one. Yeah. This was a good one. Stay tuned in.
Right?
Yeah, that was a good one. I think we covered some good strong points.
All right, man.
All right, so
we'll be right back. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna go on another break.
So we're gonna break
We already did this and that We
Yeah.
talked about thoughts on